All right, number 4 asks, the film version breaks away from the events to show Mary sitting at the table with the detectives, crying and upset over her husband's death. So there's like a pause in the story to show viewers her crying and upset. How does this event, so her crying and upset over the death, and if I were taking this test, I would somehow highlight that part of the question. How does this event help to develop Mary as a character? All right, when you see this word, you are looking for some type of change. So to develop is to either grow and improve and learn something, but it can also be developing in a negative way and changing for the worse. But it is some type of change. So I'm trying to think about why I would all of a sudden be kind of pushed back to where Mary is crying and upset. It emphasizes that she's guilty. This is the first part of the question. That could be because someone who's guilty could be crying and upset, and tries to remind the reader viewer that she's crazy. I don't think that they're trying to develop Mary as a crazy character. I think she's more premeditated than that, and not just acting as a crazy person without any thought. It highlights the fact that Mary is an excellent liar. I don't think that breaking away from events to show her crying and upset is meant to kind of bring about that part of her character, just that she lies. I think there's something else because of this word develop. I have to show some type of change. It shows readers, viewers that she is upset in the hopes that they will feel badly for her. Okay, so it's showing us that she's upset at a very particular time in the hopes that we will feel sorry for her. And if you go back to view those minutes, I think that's a possibility because we're trying, or the creator of this film, and definitely in the case of Roald Dahl, the author, she's trying to get the detectives to feel for her and to feel badly for what has happened to her so that they don't suspect that she's actually caused all of this. So I do think that's an option. It ignores Mary as a character. I don't think that part can be true because it breaks away to show her. And it's not really about the detective. So I would choose answer C for this test question. All right, number 5 asks, the movie starts with Patrick's death. All right, so that word start is kind of already a way to highlight what the question is going to ask you. So we're starting with Patrick's death, but we don't know why. How does the change in plot, meaning the story version that we read on paper is different, affect the reader's, viewer's understanding of what happened? So the short story that we read on paper does not start with Patrick's death. The film version does. So I have to think about why or how him lying on the floor changes the story for me. We are more likely to think that he did something to hurt Mary. Okay, that's a possibility. A man in a room on the floor dead, and then a woman upset. That's a possibility. That if he's the one dead, he's the one that did something to hurt her. We only get her upset, but we don't get her act of murder. So possibly, but she could have, but also that someone else could have come into the house and done the act. So that's a possibility for an answer. We are more likely to think that he did something nice for Mary because he seems to be a loving husband. Okay, so even if this is true in the film version, it can't be according to answering this question. It starts with his death. We have no information yet about if he was a loving husband or not because he's lying on the floor dead. So it cannot be B. We are less likely to assume that the couple is at odds because there are flashbacks to emphasize their love for each other. Okay, once again, even if this were true all the way throughout, we're starting the movie. The question's asking when the movie starts. We don't have flashbacks yet. We're not that far into the movie. And then we also know that the flashbacks are not their love for each other, but the argument and him explaining that he's leaving her. So it can't be C. D, we are less likely to suspect Mary of murder. That part is possibly true. She's the one that's upset because she seems so happy that he's dead. Okay, she does not seem happy. So that part can eliminate that answer choice. So now that we've kind of gone through, this one is the best case scenario. When you think an answer is correct, when it's answer A, don't assume. You do have to take the time to kind of go back and just make sure that all of the other answer choices are not likely. All right, number 6 is kind of more of a reasoning question to see how you can interpret his behavior. Patrick. So Patrick warns Mary in the film that she shouldn't blame Barbara, his new girlfriend, because after all, it's not her fault. Okay, so I'm asking, what do you think is motivating Patrick at this point? So basically, how does he feel and why does he feel that way? So Patrick is motivated by guilt, most likely. And then why does he feel this way? He has cheated on his wife with a new woman, which he knows is wrong. He is motivated to avoid blame. Well, and in this case, keep Barbara out of it. Maybe any arguments that are coming about the couple and their marriage. All right, so just make sure you're answering the questions I'm posing in these boxes, because these questions here are my way of kind of helping you analyze these overall questions that you'll have. And remember, these questions are going to look like this on the end of course exam that's coming up for you all for English 10.